Ciao,
Okay.
Patrick.
Ciao, Gaia.
Welcome, everybody, to State of the Art Stories for Learning. Today, we're going to be talking about branding and the features of an effective brick and mortar experience with Patrick Fields. Patrick, would you mind introducing yourself to our listeners?
Of course. Innanzitutto volevo ringraziarti per avermi invitato di parlare con tutti gli studenti. So thanks so much for offering me the chance to address students and other academics and professionals who might find my experience interesting. So my name is Patrick Fields, and I am American. I've been living in Italy now for about 3 years. I work in the luxury goods sector for a luxury leader in leather goods and ready to wear. And I've been working in luxury retail now for about 23 years. So a great deal of experience from the sales floor, a sales associate, all the way up to brand manager, brand ambassador, and store director. So a lot of really valuable experience that I hope to share with all of you.
Grazie. Well, my first question is, can you describe, please, the role of brick and mortar within a branding strategy?
Sure. So recognizing that a branding strategy is the mechanism that brands use to communicate an idea to their audience, right? So what then would be the role of a brick and mortar experience, or let alone a store? Like why is a store important? Essentially, that's what you're asking me, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Ultimately, the store is the most important touch point with regard to interacting with the client or interacting with your customer or the brand. Of course, there are a variety of different avenues that you can use to strengthen that experience, i.e. web, so digital, i.e. Digital engagement, social media engagement, et cetera, but ultimately at the end of the day, this experience, retail, is also about tactile experiences. The importance to be able to touch something, to feel something against one's skin, to be romanticized or to be told about a product or the inspiration behind that product. I think that shopping in general, all of us can agree, is so much based on emotion.
Wow.
And so for that very reason, the boutique is the best place to really create that desire or to nurture that emotion. But it's interestingly now, because we're in the age of COVID and nobody's really coming into the boutique. So then, like, where does that leave the store? Ultimately, at the end of the day, those people who are coming into the boutiques right now are having an exceptional experience. One, because they're not subjected to the normal traffic flows. Two, associates now more than ever have an insane amount of free time on their hands, for which they can really strengthen the bond with their clients through discretionary services, through personalization, through going the extra mile. Something as simple as, I don't know, something that I did recently. Whatever materials are being provided to you by the brand that you're working for, they could have anything to do with the latest collection. They could have anything to do with various initiatives that the company is engaging in with regards to philanthropy. Whatever it may be, it's a way to engage the client without seeking to extract a sale from them, but moreover to maintain that rapport. The last point that I'd like to highlight in the grand scheme of the store and why it's so important is that this is the way that you maintain the rapport with the client, but again, through experience. So stores going forward, I think, are going to be very different from what they are now. I think everything is going to be based around personalization, moreover, being part of a special club, if that makes sense. Again, you can buy everything online nowadays, so why come to a store? What is the reason? Well, hopefully to have an experience that you cannot get through the screen. Hopefully the experience that you gain from interacting with someone, the experience that you gain through touching something, through the scents in the air, through the environment, through the music that's playing. All of these elements contribute to emotion. And emotion ultimately is what drives us to buy. So I hope I answered your question.
Yes, I think you did. Absolutely. So
Okay.
basically, pretty much we're talking about relationships, developing,
Of course.
establishing, and maintaining quality relationships.
Hmm. Yeah, because at the end of the day, if without the relationship, then the interaction is more transactional,
No.
i.e., you're selling something that I want to buy. You sold it to me. Thank you very much. Bye bye. There's no need to go back once that action has been completed, once that desire has been fulfilled. So then, therefore, one could argue then that the goal of brick and mortar stores is to constantly stoke this desire, okay, that drives us back into stores, not because we need something, but because we want to be a part of this experience, this club, this gang, whatever the merchandise that we are after, however that makes us feel, however that makes us look in the eyes of the other.
The
Of
more
course, I'm talking. I work with apparel, so I'm talking a lot about brands that maybe people like to wear to demonstrate that they are of a certain socioeconomic status or whatever it may be. But also, I'd like to say that brands now today represent so much more than just like that's the brand that so and so wears, that so and so's wears. It's more about being a part of a tribe, an idea, a community, a way of being, a mentality. Echo.
yeah. And so, going along what you're saying, which, in your opinion, are the features of a remarkable brick and mortar experience in the current state of the market needs?
Well, considering that the current state of market needs requires,
Shut in the house.
yeah, I mean, the market right now is really volatile because we don't really know what's coming next. Right now everything's really on hold. So, in terms of
It's going to leave us. How do you see the next? How do you see the post-COVID remarkable post brick and mortar experience?
well, yeah, I mean, I think again, I mean, everything is going to be based around service. Service is going to be factor regarding in-store experiences because again, service isn't necessarily translatable into I sell you something right now. A service is something that is valuable, something that is appreciated. I'll give you an example. Um, let's say a client comes in the store because they received an email about a new product launch, and they come into the store and they make it very clear that they've only come to the store because they like this product and they'd like to learn more. So a service in this point would be not only to welcome this client with the understanding that you want to exceed this client's expectations in terms of the experience, how you present the product, how you explain the product, what is the inspiration behind the product, having them try on the product, helping them visualize the product in their life, the lifestyle, the benefits that it will create going forward. All of that, all of those questions, all of those moments are based on a sort of invisible link that the sales advisor, the sales advisor, the client advisor, the sales associate, the fashion consultant, whatever you want to call it, has with the client. Ultimately, as we move forward, you're also starting to see a lot of importance placed on capsule collections.
Right. Yeah, the drops.
Right. So obviously, exclusivity is something that we take into consideration when we talk about luxury goods. Of course, again, that's a catch 22 anyway, because the idea of luxury has changed a great deal. Maybe luxury now means something today very different than what it meant a few years ago. But one thing that I think hasn't changed and that won't ever change is the idea that something is perceived to be more valuable the less of it that people have. So exclusive collaborations. Many brands right now are collaborating these sort of collaborations that mix high and low. Why is that? Again, I think it has a lot to do with playing to values and perceived values, what people are expecting from the brands that they choose to spend their money with. I think, to be clear, the exclusive collaborations along with a dedicated experience in the boutique would be the strategy that I see going forward in terms of what is going to keep people engaged. Um, I guess another important point to make, and we just said it, it's like, well, if I can buy this product online, what would make me want to go into a boutique? I
Wow.
think that's the question that a lot of, what were you saying?
That's what we're all wondering, indeed.
Yeah.
What is it that keep us
Then what?
trying to survive on a brick and mortar level?
Yeah. Again, like you have to really ask yourself that question. Like, what would make you, personally, Gaia, what would drive you to a boutique to see something that you know that you could buy online?
To find you.
Yeah. I mean, I think that the associate.
Fantastic people that I can talk to and exchange on a different, on a numerous amounts of levels, and interact with the product, with the brand, have an experience.
No, for sure. I mean, the associate in that case is probably the most valuable player, diciamo. Because like the associate is the vessel that the brand uses to communicate everything that the brand is doing. So all of the initiatives, all of the projects, all of the different points of engagement, it's up to the associate or the person that is maintaining that bond to communicate that through whatever avenues may be available, be it dedicated mailers, be it discretional services, be it certain invitations to special events when we'll be able to have those again. But I think the biggest point to underscore is that experience, memorable, special, magical, personal, and then exclusivity. Those two things have to go hand in hand going forward in the boutique.
I agree. And you have been giving me plenty of great ideas while you were talking. I could see lots of different things coming up my mind. And grazie mille. Grazie, Patrick. I hope I will be able to see you soon.
I hope so too. Yeah. Yes, as soon as we're able to see each other without thinking, then it will be we'll definitely get together.
Grazie. Grazie a tutti.
Bye. Thank you. Ciao.